Well, I'm sure you've heard the news by now. I couldn't get on it that quickly because, I have a job and other stuff to do, but I was like, I have to make a video about this. Robert Pattinson of Twilight fame could be our next Batman. I say could, even though a lot of articles are acting like he already is Batman, but if you actually read the original article in Variety, it says he's the front runner in a short list of people who are being considered to be Batman. So I don't really think, the ink has dried or they said yes. It could turn out that it's somebody else who turns out to be Batman. I think a lot of people are saying Nicholas Hoult is also in contention. But, if there's multiple people in a short list, it could be possible that neither one of them wind up being Batman. You know how these, casting things go. Sometimes, they'll have news that there's a front runner or a cast list for a certain character. And then it turns out that none of these people that you've been hearing about actually get the role. But I'm going to talk about Robert Pattinson. That was all over, dominated Twitter, of course, as you would expect, because, it's Batman. How do I feel about it? Robert Pattinson is not someone I would have picked or even thought of to be Batman, because he doesn't have really the look. I know I'm probably going to regret saying this, and I feel like a jerk, but I think he's kind of weird looking to be Batman. Although no one says, that Batman has to be, the stereotypical, good-looking kind of guy, right? Batman just has to be a dude who's rich. And any actor can play a dude who's rich, right? Because they're actors. And any actor can be hooked up with a personal trainer and a diet and be bulked up. So there was no reason, I guess, Robert Pattinson couldn't be Batman and Bruce Wayne, right? And Robert Pattinson, I'm sure, is a good actor. I haven't seen Robert Pattinson in anything except for some of the Twilight movies I've seen. I've seen some of the Twilights. But I know, and I don't remember his acting being bad or good or anything. I don't remember Twilight that much. I mean, I remember the plots and the characters, but I can't remember thinking how well anybody acted. But, Robert Pattinson's probably a nice guy. Pattinson, that's trending. A lot of people are, of course, because he's an unconventional, unexpected choice, are unhappy. There's already a petition to remove Robert Pattinson, I think, that's getting all these signatures. I don't know. I mean, like I said, Robert Pattinson isn't whom I would have picked to be. I wouldn't have even thought of him playing Batman, right? I know who Robert Pattinson is, but in my head, who could play Batman? He would never occur to me to pick for that role, for the reasons I mentioned. But, people didn't think that Michael Keaton would have been a good Batman, right? And then in the old Tim Burton movies, and he turned out to be a good one. A lot of people were unsure about Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. She turned out to be a good Wonder Woman. So, if Robert Pattinson gets the role of Batman, it could turn out to be great. And a lot of us, unhappy right now, it could be the same situation, like when people weren't happy about Michael Keaton and other people playing certain roles. He was picked, I'm sure. I think that Warner Brothers liked the fact that, they feel like they can get a lot of Twilight fans to come get into Batman and DC movies now by hiring a Twilight actor to play the role. He was the main star, right? It was Edward, right? Edward was his name in the Twilight movies. All these girls who are older now were like, oh, Edward. Warner Brothers is probably hoping to get all these girls into this movie who otherwise wouldn't care about Batman or superhero movies that much. But now that Robert Pattinson's here, they are. It's probably something like that. And also, I've already seen a petition from people online to make Kristen Stewart Catwoman. Because, Kristen Stewart was, the love interest, Bella, in Twilight to Robert Pattinson's Edward. And, they had a love story on screen and stuff. And so people are like, make Kristen Stewart Catwoman. Now, that's just fan stuff right there, the Kristen Stewart Catwoman stuff. And, Kristen Stewart, I think, was rumored at one time to be Batgirl or something. But that, again, was a rumor, too. A lot of actresses have been rumored to be Batgirl. But yeah, so, it'd be weird if she were to play Batgirl and he play Batman, given, their history. But you never know. But, Robert Pattinson, huh? I mean, I'll take it if he's going to be Batman. He is not whom I would have picked, like I said. But that doesn't mean it can't turn out to be great. We'll see. And like I also said, he might not turn out to be Batman. None of these people we're hearing could wind up being Batman, because that's how this can go a lot of times. All these people you're hearing about at first, turns out none of them gets the role. But what do you think? What do you think about Robert Pattinson potentially being our next Batman? Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel, because I appreciate your viewership, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.